Welcome back to FNJ Talks Extra Ball. So let's get into this comment I saw here on Facebook from an Mbappe hater. So let's see what he said. For now, Mbappe did nothing for Real Madrid, but Vini is already a legend of the team, even legend in Champions League. We didn't win. We didn't sign Mbappe to win Pichichi. Pichichi is the top goal scorer award in Spain. We love Real Madrid more than any other player. Vini did everything for us. Even if he left today, he would be remembered as a Real Madrid legend. So let's start with the first part here. For now, Mbappe did nothing for Real Madrid. Now I hear many people say that Mbappe has done nothing so far for Real Madrid. So let's remove Mbappe's goals from Real Madrid. Remove all the hat tricks. Remove all the goals that Mbappe scores for Real Madrid. Do you know where Real Madrid would be? They wouldn't be anywhere near competing to what they're competing now. Of course, now Madrid is not really performing that good, but take away 40 goals from current Madrid. I'm not a fan of blaming the top goal scorer for the team not winning. It's like Ronaldo at Juve. It's not Ronaldo's fault that Juve didn't win the Champions League. It's not Ronaldo's fault. It's not Barcelona's fault. It's not Messi's fault that Barcelona couldn't win the Champions League after 2015, despite how hard they pushed and how much they spent. It's not. It's not Mbappe's fault that PSG didn't win the Champions League. It's not Ronaldo's fault that Portugal haven't won the World Cup. You cannot blame a team's top goal scorer for them not winning. It's like Tottenham. You can't blame Harry Kane for Tottenham not winning trophies when he was there. It's not the top goal scorer's fault. I mean, you can't blame the team top goal scorer. A football team is not just about one player. It's about the collective. So you can't say, oh, Mbappe scored 40 goals, but he's the reason PSG didn't win the Champions League. What? And I see how PSG be moving. I see how PSG be moving. So when Mbappe was there, they would always do defensive mistakes. So and so will make a mistake. So and so will bottle. Marquinhos will bottle. This person will bottle. The defense would always crumble, right? When Mbappe was there. But as soon as Mbappe leaves, now they don't want to make any mistakes anymore. Now Marquinhos wants to be tight on the ball. So and so wants to be tight on the ball. Now they want to clear the ball properly. They want to defend properly as a team. Before, when Mbappe was there, when Neymar was there, when Messi was there, they didn't want to defend. What people don't understand is PSG's problem for them not winning the Champions League was not based on the attack not scoring enough goals. It was based on the defense not being able to keep goals out. Marquinhos would make mistakes. So let me get this straight. So Marquinhos and all of these guys were making so many mistakes for PSG, but that's Mbappe's fault. So you scored 3 goals in a tie against Manchester United, but it's Mbappe's fault that the team didn't go through when he scored goals. PSG, you can't tell me against Man United you scored 3 goals and you still can't go through in the tie. You can't tell me you're leading Real Madrid in the 2022 Champions League and you can't hold the lead. It's Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe's fault that the defenders bottled it. Even the 6-1, even the 6-1 against Barcelona. So your your attackers scored 4 goals and 5 goals, or because it was 6-5 on aggregate. So your team scored 5 goals, but you're blaming the attackers for because the defense bottled it. PSG didn't win the Champions League all those years because the defense bottled it, not because of Mbappe. You can't blame the team top. You can't blame Cavani in 2017 for Barcelona beating PSG 6-1. That's ridiculous. It's absolute. That's madness. It's Mbappe derangement syndrome. It's stupidity at the highest level. You blame the team's top goal scorer because the defenders bottled it. You can only blame the attackers if he misses a penalty. or if he misses chances in the game, which he didn't do. He didn't. It's not Mbappe's fault that PSG can't keep a lead versus Man United. It's not Mbappe's fault that PSG can't keep a lead versus Madrid. It's not Mbappe's fault that PSG can't beat Borussia Dortmund. This is not Mbappe's fault. These guys only wanted to perform when Mbappe left. Who else noticed? The defense was shambolic every year. Every year. But as soon as Mbappe left, now they don't want to make any mistakes. Allegedly, it's an inside job. They were doing it on purpose because they didn't like Mbappe. PSG didn't like Mbappe. The players, not the club. The players themselves did not like Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi. So the defenders played bad on purpose, allegedly, and allowed all those goals to go in, so that they can take the blame. Then when they leave, that's when now they want to play properly. So yeah, look. Now let's get into Madrid. He's done nothing for Madrid. Take away Mbappe's goals, Madrid will be nowhere. Let me just tell you now, Madrid will be nowhere. Nowhere. You can't blame the team's top goal scorer for the team not performing. That's like saying it's Ronaldo's fault that Madrid didn't win the Champions League in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. It's not Ronaldo's fault. It's not the top goal scorer's fault. It's not Messi's fault that Barcelona didn't win the Champions League in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. It's not Messi's fault. It's not Neymar's fault. PSG didn't win the. Well, with Neymar's case, it was different because the guy was always injured. So there, I can't argue. I can't argue there. Let me make another. It's not gonna be Ekatike's fault if Liverpool this season don't win the Champions. I mean, you guys are being ridiculous, blaming the team's top goal scorer for the team not winning. Look, Madrid. There's many issues at Madrid. Let's talk about this thing of Vinicius versus Mbappe. So, Vinicius versus Mbappe, guys. This is not even close, guys. Mbappe is better than Vinicius. It's not close. Mbappe is a way better player than Vinicius. Way better. You guys are talking about Vinicius, he only performs for Madrid. The guy does nothing for his country, does nothing in the World Cup, nothing in the Copa America. The guy only performs, and I love Vinicius, but come on, you can't compare a one team player to a player that performed at Monaco, performed at PSG, performs at Real Madrid. And yes, Mbappe is performing. Don't let anyone lie to you and tell you that Mbappe is not performing at Real Madrid. Oh, Mbappe is performing at Real Madrid. He's Real Madrid's best attacker. Trust me on this. He's Real Madrid's best attacker. Just go ask all the opposition defenders that play against Madrid. Which player out of all of these guys do you fear the most? Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe. They'll all tell you they fear Mbappe more. Mbappe is better than Vinicius. Way better. Not just a little bit better. He's miles better. Comparing Mbappe and Vinicius is comparing like a Rottweiler or a Pitbull against the Labrador. There's levels to this game. The Boer Bull or the Rottweiler, they're way better than the Labrador or the Golden Retriever. So Mbappe is a Boer Bull or a Bull Mastiff or English Mastiff or Cane Corso, and then Mbappe, and then Vinicius is like a Golden Retriever, Labrador. That's the gap we're talking about here. It's vast. Trust me, the World Cup is coming in 2026, right? In the summer. I bet you Vinicius does nothing again, as usual for Brazil. He'll do nothing. Do you know why he'll do nothing? Because Vinicius is a good player, but he's not the high-level world-class player. He's a very good player for Madrid. But when it comes, if you put Vinicius in Liverpool or Man City or Brazil, for example, he won't perform. It happens, guys. It's not a shameful thing. It's just not at that level. Whereas put Mbappe in Chelsea, put him at Arsenal, any team, Mbappe will perform in any, and he's already proven that. Mbappe performs in all teams. PSG, okay, Real Madrid will win the Champions League, guys. I'm telling you. This season, next season, 3 years from now, 4 years, 5 years from now, Mbappe won't leave Madrid without winning a Champions League, I can assure you that. But it's not Mbappe's fault that Madrid is not winning the Champions League. It's really, really not him. Real Madrid is not winning the Champions League, first of all, because they have a lot of injuries. Second of all, Madrid, the way they are structured, the way they play, is not to their strengths. Madrid is a team where we usually have a big number 9 to score headers and all of that stuff. It's unheard of. I've never seen in history a Madrid team where you can't cross the ball because you don't have enough. And that's not Mbappe's fault. Don't play Mbappe as a lone 9. Play him alongside a striker. Ekatike, buy a striker. Because Ekatike was there. Why didn't they sign him? Okay, you have Gonzalo Garcia. Play a 4-4-2. Gonzalo Garcia, Mbappe. Vinicius on one wing, Valverde on one wing, or you can play Rodrigo. You can rotate those two because one player cannot play 70 games in one season. Play like that. Why do you have to play Mbappe as a lone striker? You can see that the players can't cross the ball. Like, why did Madrid sign Trent? Trent is a player that thrives on crossing the ball, right pinpoint, right to the player's head. But you guys signed Trent and then you don't have a number 9. So no. Madrid are not winning the Champions League because of Florentino Perez. Not because of Mbappe, because of Florentino Perez. If I was president of Real Madrid would win the Champions League every season. Because I would sign a controlling midfielder. With all those billions in revenue that I'm getting, if I was the Real Madrid president, with all those billions that we get a season, would have a prime number 9. Would have Ekatike or Haaland. Definitely. One of those two. Because those are like my two favorite strikers. Would have Ekatike or Haaland. Would play a 4-4-2. I would force the coach. I'll tell the coach, mate, if you don't play a 4-4-2 and you play Mbappe as a lone number 9, you're getting fired, mate. So you better play the right team. Because I don't want to be seeing, I'm going to tell the coach, I don't want to be seeing my team, they get to the edge of the box and then they can't cross because there's no number 9 in there. Because you want to play Mbappe as a lone number 9. I'll tell the coach, if you do not play a number 9, you're getting fired. I want to see a number 9 playing every game. There's no game I want to see where there's no number 9. So yeah, if I was the Real Madrid president, oh, Madrid would win the Champions League almost every season. Because what do Madrid need? They need a controlling midfielder. I would sign Vitinha. PSG, how much do you want? 250 million? Take, here's your 250 million. Give me Vitinha. Liverpool, you want 200 million? Liverpool, you want 150, 200 million for Ikatike? Take, here's 200 million. Because look, let's be honest, Liverpool, you can't have Isak and Ekatike in the same team. One is going to be unhappy. So Ekatike, 200 million, come to Madrid. Vitinha, 250 million, come to Madrid. That's it. That's the only thing they need. Defenders. Look, coach, I'm going to tell the coach, look, coach, you can't play Trent every game. You can't play Carvajal every game. These guys get injured too much. So what you should do is don't play one defender every game. Rotate them. One game is Carvajal, one game is Trent. Trent, Carvajal, Trent, Carvajal, Trent, Carvajal. No defender for Madrid must play back to back. They must all be rotated. One game this one plays, the other game this one plays. Oh, but they won't have enough chemistry. What do you prefer? Chemistry or injuries? I'd rather have lack of chemistry than have injuries, mate. So one game Trent will play, the other game Carvajal will play. Rudiger, you're always injured, man. No problem. Right, you're always injured? No problem. Coach, you rotate Dienhausen and Rudiger. One game Dienhausen plays, one game Rudiger plays. Like that. No defenders allowed to play back-to-back games. Militao, who's the other defender? No way. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, sorry. Raul Asensio. Raul Asensio and Militao. One game Raul Asensio plays. One game Militao plays. No defender would be allowed to play back-to-back games. No defender. Because you guys are always injured. So we can't trust you anymore. So that's what I'll do. Madrid would be winning. You'd see less injuries. Madrid would be winning the Champions League. And I'll sign the players we need. I'll watch the game and say, okay, Madrid is lacking creative midfielder. I sign him instantly. I don't wait for my team to get embarrassed against all the teams in Europe like what Florentino Perez is doing now. And I used to love Florentino Perez. Honestly, I used to love Florentino Perez. Like I used to think he was the greatest coach of all time. I mean, greatest football president of all time. But then the guy just went downhill the last few years, ignoring the signings we need. We need defenders. He didn't sign. Well, okay, he did last summer. To be fair, he signed defenders. But what about the midfield, man? We need a creative midfielder. How can you lose Cruz and Modric and not replace them? How can you lose Benzema and not replace him? Jose and not replace him? Why would you let Nacho leave? Why why did Nacho leave Madrid? Why? How do you let Joselu leave Madrid? The only excuse for letting Nacho and Joselu leave is if you're telling me that you're going to replace them. If you're not going to replace them, then why are they leaving, mate? Why are they leaving? So yeah, look, if I was Madrid president, oh, this team would be so successful. But Florentino Perez, I don't know what happened to the guy, if the guy's been replaced by a clone or what happened. But the guy, like, honestly, like, I look at the guy literally watches his team get embarrassed against every big team and he doesn't care. If this Madrid team plays Arsenal tomorrow, they're losing heavy and they won't even score. Madrid won't score nothing against Arsenal. Because you can't score against a team like Arsenal with the way Madrid is set up. They won't even score. Never mind the win, you won't score. The same with Atletico. You're gonna see in the Super Cup. Madrid will soon play Atletico in the Super Cup. You're gonna see. Madrid ain't scoring. Never mind beating Atletico Madrid. They will not score against Atletico. They won't score. They play against Liverpool. Never mind beating Liverpool at Anfield. You won't even score. Never. Who's talking about you winning? You're not even gonna score. If I was a Liverpool coach and I was playing up against Madrid at Anfield, I'll tell the press, look, we're not even worried about this team. They're gonna play Mbappe as a lone striker. Mbappe is a good player, best player in the world, but he's not a lone striker. You play him with another striker. So if I was the Liverpool coach, I'll tell them straight. Madrid ain't doing nothing. We're going to beat them. We're going to score against them. We're going to bully them, and they won't do nothing about it. The coach won't do nothing about it. The president won't do nothing about it. They won't do anything about it. They won't even score. Who's talking about Madrid winning? They won't even score. I'd bet heavy on Madrid. Who's talking about Madrid beating Liverpool? They won't even score. Who's talking about Madrid beating Arsenal? They won't even score. They won't even score. They won't score. So yeah, that's the thing. See, Madrid, like now, they're very frustrating. And then you guys are blaming Mbappe. How is it Mbappe's fault that Madrid have all these injuries? How is it Mbappe's fault that Florentino Perez doesn't want to sign a controlling midfielder? How is it Mbappe's fault that Florentino Perez doesn't want to sign a big number 9? How is it possible? How is it his fault? Seriously, guys, it's Mbappe derangement syndrome. Seriously, Mbappe derangement syndrome. You're hating on Mbappe for no reason. Same thing they did at PSG. How is it Mbappe's fault? The defense is leaky deaky. They don't want to block the ball. They don't want to defend properly. They want to bottle and bottle and bottle. How on earth is that Mbappe's fault? How is it Mbappe's fault? How? How is it the top goal scorer of the team's fault? The only way it's his fault is if he misses a penalty. That's the only way it's his fault. Blaming Mbappe for PSG not winning the Champions League is like blaming Ronaldo for not winning the Champions League at Juve. Or blaming Messi for not winning the Champions League after 2015. Or blaming Ronaldo because Portugal didn't win the Champions League. I mean, seriously, guys, come on. Let's grow up, man. Let's really, really grow up. But yeah, look, guys, come on. Madrid is going to win the Champions League. May not be this season, may not be next season. But look how long it took Ronaldo to win the Champions League for Real Madrid. It took time. He didn't win it in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. But he won it 2014. He won it 2016, 2017, 2018. These things will come. You can't win the Champions League every season. And back then, Madrid had all the players they needed. All the things. That time, Florentino Perez was thinking straight. He would sign the players Madrid needed. Now, Florentino Perez ain't even signing the right players. But you guys are still finding a way to play players because the president is not doing his job. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Imagine Madrid win the Champions League this season and Mbappe goes crazy in the knockouts. We'll all come back to these comments like these blaming Mbappe. Definitely. Thanks for watching, guys. Bam bam.